I hope you are enjoying these courageous conversations as much as I am. Today, social justice and racial trauma. I want to focus my challenge to you on what to do if you too are exhausted, because I really love the charge for us as Black people to prioritize our own well being. We have spent so much of our history from generation to generation prioritizing the well being of others that I'm glad that we are now starting to do that for ourselves. So, what are some takeaways that we can do in order to prioritize our own well being if we are exhausted? Physically, mentally, and spiritually. The first is to acknowledge that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay. We have a difficult time acknowledging that we are overwhelmed and this is more than we can handle and setting appropriate boundaries. And sometimes a boundary is simple as not doing what someone asks you to do, having the courage to say no. So, first is to acknowledge that it's okay to not be okay. I also want to remind us that we can support each other. It's perfectly acceptable to seek out professional support. Therapy is wonderful, individual or group. Be careful of the group that you select. Make sure that it's a group that, is of like minded people and you don't find yourself in a group explaining more than you are receiving. But you can find individual therapy or group therapy, online therapy, in person therapy. There's video, phone. There's so many ways to receive therapy now. Also, if you really are having severe symptoms that are totally impacting and causing impairment and dysfunction in your life, you may want to consider medication in conjunction with your doctor. But we can also support each other. It is not hard for us to help each other. And that's one of the things. You don't have to be a trained clinician to provide support, comfort, a safe space for someone who needs it. But the highest thing that we can do to prioritize our well being is to take care of ourselves. I love the reminder from this conversation that generational trauma is passed down genetically. So, in order for us to break this curse of generational trauma, we need to take care of ourselves. We will heal our own DNA and then pass on a better and healthier DNA to our children. And finally, when you've done all of that, don't forget to find a way to make a change that works for you. Everybody doesn't have to be the leader of an organization. Maybe what you're doing is watching someone's kid so they can go to a school board meeting and testify. Every little piece helps. And that's one of the things that has held us together as a Black community, valuing the contribution of each and every person. So prioritize your own well being today. Take care of yourself to take care of tomorrow's children.